welcome to Manzanillo. I don't really know much about the port other than that this is more of a cargo port than a tourist port and that it's a sailfish capital of the world, so we're gonna have to rely on future Steven to give us a narration of what we're doing today. That's right, I cheated. I don't know what the heck's happening.
Welcome to Manzanillo, a cruise port that you will probably never visit. It's known for its resorts, beaches, and fishing, but it's a place that only receives a cruise ship about twice a month, if that. So today we'll be taking a taxi tour of the area to see what this port town has to offer.
We'll see you real soon, Bliss. Welcome to Manzanillo.
Thank you.
This is a port that I've actually not really ever been to. Actually, this is a port I've never been to, period. Usually, every cruise port that we go to, I have some experience, a little bit about it, but this one I have no idea. It's not a typical cruise port that you'd find on a Mexican Riviera cruise. It is fun and exciting that we get to go to somewhere new on this itinerary, but that also means that I'm a little bit in the dark. Generally, if you're going on a Mexican Riviera cruise, it's Mazatlan that's on the itinerary. So this one was a swap out that was a few months ago. Not sure why we couldn't go to the other place, but I'm happy that we get to somewhere new. Also, look at that ship. Sheesh. We'll have to get some pictures of that on the way out. The problem with today is that there wasn't that many shore excursions. By the time that we got to it, especially when we got on board, there was nothing available. But good to know that there are things, just not that many. The other rest of the family is on a snorkeling adventure, but I don't think Uncle can do that.
No shot. We're gonna make 4 different stops. The first stop is gonna be downtown Manzanillo. The second stop is gonna be a big plaza, big gray mall. And then from here, we're gonna go to the Peninsula of Las Aras, where they filmed the movie 10. Go there. We're gonna go over there, look at a really nice view, nice hotels, private houses. And then from here, we're gonna go to the best place in Manzanillo, the Miramar Beach. In Miramar Beach, we have 3 things on it. We have flea markets, a lot of restaurants, and beach. Even if you don't want to go shopping, you can go to the beach and swim on the beach for a little bit. If you don't want to go swim, you can go and have lunch. From here, we're going to come back to the cruise ship. My tour is going to be 4 hours. We're going to be back here around 2 o'clock to 30. This is a very nice tour and a very professional. My name is Daniel. I'm the owner of the company, Danny Tours, and I'm the one who's going to be doing the tour for you.
Alrighty, we're gonna do the taxi version of it, so that way it's more private and just us. We got it for $25 an hour, but Uncle Brian actually decided to offer $30 an hour. I'm not sure how that math works, but don't let him ever bargain for you.
Okay, John, tell me what about this place. How long you been here?
All my life.
All your life?
Yeah.
So you've been here all your life. How long? No, how old are you?
All my life is 22 years.
22 years?
No, 32.
32 years.
Here in Manzanillo is a port #1 of all Latin America. The movement of tails, containers, is 4 million and a half 1 year, per year. Yeah, it's the #1 port in all Mexico and all Latin America. This place had maybe 35 meters more 2 years ago. Do you know what is a Marie? Maria, like Mother of God?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. The Mother Marie maybe has 7 meters, like 19 feet, and it drops. With
it
big
fell?
waves.
Big
Oh.
waves.
The waves go to the big waves, come and breaks in maybe 3-4 meters back. It's big waves.
Wow.
Waves like 12 meters, 10 meters. Big waves.
So we made it to our first stop, and it's a nice little lookout area for pictures. A nice lay of the land, maybe a picture of the ocean. Though I will say part of the land of Manzanillo has been devastated from the hurricane from a few years ago. So maybe it doesn't look as good as it did in its prime, but maybe it'll look better as time goes on.
Looks pretty cool. Something to do. Something new.
So we made it to another stop here. He brought us to the beach so we can get a good view of just the harbor and actually our ship right over somewhere. I don't know, lost in the background. But one thing I want to mention is that this Manzanillo is not a cruise port. It is not really. On average, they might have 4 or 5 ships throughout the entire month, which I think is pretty crazy low. I mean, it's not a tourist destination like I mentioned at the beginning, but just the idea that only 4 or 5 a month, that's crazy. That's maybe 1 a week. maybe a little more than one a week. And our cruise is one of the week, which is kind of crazy. The last one that was here was 2 weeks ago. So it's not a common cruise port by any means, but this port is the largest port for Mexico in cargo. So that's why we saw this huge ship leaving. Crazy. Pretty cool sign. Unfortunately, the thing is we are doing a taxi tour mainly because of Uncle, because his mobility is quite limited. But we are allowed to get off, of course, whenever we feel like it. But we're not doing too much of that. We're really just driving around, seeing what we can. And Johan has been an amazing taxi driver and tour guide at the same time, just taking us around. Yeah, so for example, on this stop, Uncle stayed in the car with Johan. Back onto the road, let's go. So we've made it to our stop where we're gonna eat lunch. He says, Johan says, the best taco place ever. A little stand here. We'll take a look and see how it goes. For Uncle's request, he wanted some tacos.
Good.
What do you think, Uncle? Any good?
No, very good. The cactus and egg was very good.
Cactus and egg.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
I had the pulled pork. That was really good too.
Yeah, very good.
And then they also had a lemon water, which is pretty good too.
Yeah. And they had guava.
Everything was pretty good. Even our driver, he's eating here. That's how you know it's good. Because when the local eats there, that's you know you're in the right spot. That was like a 10-minute experience. As we come up to this beautiful spot to take a good overview look of the beach and the bay, we'll talk a little bit about where we are. I once again have to apologize for pronunciations. I think this is Las Barita, I think. I don't know. I asked him. We'll play that clip. What's the area called?
La Boquita. La Boquita.
La Boquita. That's where we are. One thing Johan gave us a heads up on is that a lot of the drivers, the tours, the taxis, they actually get a kickback for bringing people out here. So if they park in front of the place or whatever, they'll give you the tourist price, which is gonna be a lot more, and then they'll give 15% or whatever the kickback is back to the drivers. So just a heads up, if your driver's bringing you to here, boom, then you know that you might be paying a little bit more than normal, than the locals would, or that your driver is probably there for a reason. So the taco place that we went to, we only actually ended up paying $21 for 13 tacos plus a few drinks, and that was including Johan's. We took care of Johan as well. So that was pretty awesome. Actually, I say Roger took care of him, so thank you, Roger, for lunch. We owe him on that one. But so yeah, $21 for 5 people. That is a really good price. Much better than probably what we would have gotten here. Thankfully, Johan's one of those drivers who's pretty honest and straightforward with us, and that's why he brought us here. And he pointed out that I should probably walk up to here, which is a beautiful spot. It truly is. If you ever come to Manzanillo, then you have an idea that maybe drivers might be taking you to a place that's going to be more expensive intentionally. But if you want to do shopping as well, this is not the place to do it. He said that downtown, basically where we got off in port, is probably the best place. It's the cheapest place. Out here is more expensive, but you know, you pay for the view, I guess. Welcome to the final spot. Here's just a quick glance of the ship before we head back aboard. It's right on the highway. There's a little stop off over here. He wanted to give us this one last look before we get aboard.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Alrighty, so we've made it back to the port, and just so you know, ship is right over there, right there. I'm really bad at this. I swear I'm better normally. But over there, if you are looking for shopping that's really close to the port, and our guide said that it is much cheaper to do it there. By the way, shout out to Johan, was fantastic driver, spoke great English, was a wealth of knowledge, and pretty funny and cool guy to hang out with. But yeah, he gave us a good idea that the shops over here are much cheaper, and there's also more shops in the back row. So if you are one that likes to come to a port, get off and just kind of do some shopping, you're kind of in good hands. There's some close by shopping within walking distance, across the street from the port once you exit distance. So for those of you that love doing that, which I know, I have some family and friends that do enjoy doing that, just getting off and shopping, there you go. You're set. Well, before we get aboard, we did some shopping, but now we're gonna try and get a few pictures of the things around the port, like the sign of the Manzanillo and that statue over there and the statue back over there. I don't know. We're just doing a few things before we get back aboard. While we were taking photos, the rest of the crew came back. Ian, how was your excursion?
It was an excursion.
What'd you guys do?
We snorkeled.
Oh.
I got you guys an ornament.
So you went in the water?
Yes, I went in the water.
Was it nice?
One for you and one for me.
Water was warm. There was okay fish. I think the coral was dead. So, yeah, it was fine.
Was it worth the trip?
I don't know if it was worth the money, but it was wasting the time to do it. Yes, was fine. Like, I don't know that I would have done much more here, so it was interesting to see.
But yeah, so one half did an excursion, the other half did exploring on our own.
And this is the hat I bought.
Well, you bought a hat? Aren't you fancy? It's time to finally head back home. As we make our way back to the ship, I just want to give a quick story about, is it safe in Manzanillo? And the answer is yes for the most part, but there are Mexican cartels around in the town. Not always visibly present, but what our tour guide said, what he said is that yes, they're around, but they leave their own alone. So they don't normally go and just cause problems just for the sake of causing problems, but they're definitely around. If you look for trouble, you're gonna find trouble. But it's not to say that the trouble won't find you even if you're not looking. He did say that on one tour that he had, they did get held up, and it happened, but it wasn't from the cartel from here, it was from a cartel that's not from the area. So it's possible. Just be safe, be aware. And also that ship is really cool. Always nice to come back and to have cold towels, drinks. Welcome home. Back home. They're pushing in the ramp. Whoa, did you see that? He wrote it in. I guess it means it's almost time to sail away. Well, I guess that concludes our time here in Manzanillo. It was actually really cool. We came in not really knowing anything about the port because we've never been there. I've never been there before until today, and you've probably never actually been here yourself either. It's one of those ports that's just so rare that you never really get a chance to go, but certainly glad that we did it. I'm glad that we got to go on a tour and just see the area. You know, hopefully one day we'll come back here and hopefully we'll have a better experience. Hopefully we'll have a different experience, see something new. Thank you so much for watching. It was a short video, but hopefully it was a great video. Tomorrow is Acapulco, so check back tomorrow since tomorrow's video will be out. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this isn't a goodbye, but just a see ya real soon.